Kombat 11 has several unlockables that can be gained for each character by either unlocking items in the crypt or by completing the Towers of Time. Instead of the classic towers, which gives you a character ending and some coins for each completion, the Towers of Time provide several towers and challenges, and in return, players get a full set of goodies. For each Towers of Time session, there is the paid character tower, 1 gauntlet tower, 1 summon tower, and 3 random towers. Before heading into any of these towers, let's learn about the basics. Tower consumables come in 2 different forms, whole tower consumables and single fight consumables. Whole tower consumables that work for 1 tower have abilities that will generally weaken a tower section, depending on their modifier element. So players would use a whole tower consumable to either buff up their elements or gain more experience after fights. You would use a fire buffing whole tower consumable if you plan on using fire, and the same would go for other elements. Be careful, some consumables come with a price. For example, a White Lotus Challenger's medallion will cause players to not continue during a tower, though you'll gain double profile and gear experience. Single fight consumables are single match use items. You can bring these along for a fight in the tower, but you'll need to use another consumable to replace the one you used in the previous match. These can do things like summon characters' attack during combo, or deal extra hits during a fight. They can also defend the player from elemental damage, though you'll need a lot if a tower's modifier is too much to handle. Augments can be assigned to character-specific equipment. These augments will generally increase a character's stats during the Towers of Time, while giving players other buffs. These include defense against certain elements, and more damage for fireballs. Unfortunately, the augments that you can put in your equipment depend on the equipment themselves, so make sure you're able to equip all of your augments properly. Finally, there's the AI. Before selecting your fighter, you have the ability to switch to your AI. Enemy AI have the tendency to be particularly aggressive during the towers, so if you don't think you can handle a tower, just send an AI to fight for you. Depending on who you choose to fight and how you customize them in the character customization screen, you can have them ready for any situation. Generally, characters like Sonya Blade and Noob Saibot have a high combo potential, and are for some reason aggressive in tower fights. If you simply want to speed through a tower segment, just put 30 points into both combos and reversals for Sonya Blade's AI behavior, and they'll go ham. Unfortunately, they will falter if an enemy is using a proximity modifier, such as freezing or getting set on fire. So while AI are indeed helpful, players shouldn't rely on them for every situation. In fact, some tower challenges won't let you use AI, so pick your favorite character and learn their combos as well. The towers vary in size, and challenges will generally kick up in difficulty the further down the tower path you go. While the towers are timed and may expire from a few days to a couple of hours, they do save progress in between if players decide to switch before finishing a whole island. It's recommended that players try to finish an entire tower section before moving on to a different one though. The Gauntlet Tower features a long series of fights with generally increasing difficulty as the stages go on. Along with long fights and a large amount of opponents, the challenges will raise in difficulty after being a whole stage of the Gauntlet. The stages never get easier, and will feature modifiers that will get harder and harder to deal with. So when you can, save up consumables until you lose a fight, then take a rematch, and decide your plan of action afterwards. The Gauntlet's time never runs out, so players should use the Gauntlet if they want to gain plenty of extra augments, coins, and time crystals. Random rotating towers involve a specific challenge with a character whose items you're unlocking, not playing as. If not cosmetics, they will give both augments and consumables. A Kano Tower may involve Kano assisting opponents during the fight, and a Scarlet Tower will probably involve things such as blood balls and blood missiles being summoned against you during the fight. The final challenge will usually pit you against a character you're getting rewards for, and as the final tower in their section, they will have a bit more health and play more aggressively than the opponents in the previous fights. It will take a bit more work to defeat the final opponent in these towers, but not too much. If you complete these towers during the time they're available, you'll also unlock Brutal difficulty, which will make the fights more aggressive. Fortunately, you also get more rewards afterwards for being again on this difficulty. Paid character towers can be found in the top left area of the map. These character towers will exclusively give players augments, equipment, and cosmetics for the character of their choosing. After paying 25,000 coins to buy the first stage of the character's tower, you must go through their set of challenges by playing as them. These rewards are greater and more prominent since you get everything for the character you play as. The only problem is that these towers are a bit more demanding, as some of the challenges for even entering some of the towers are locked behind menial tasks, including doing 50 grapples or 50 uppercuts as a specific character. After beating the stage full of challenges, players can pay more coins in order to play stage 2 of the character tower. This will unlock more challenges and more chances to unlock stuff for a player's favorite character. Unfortunately, the price can be a bit steep, as players must pay 50,000 coins and 75,000 coins consecutively for the next 2 stages. Using a tower key, which is found through other tower rewards, players can summon 1 tower to play through for 1 hour. The type of tower and rewards it gives depends on the key used to unlock them. A Shimmering Stone Tower key will activate a Cache of Wealth Tower, which rewards players with large amounts of money and other rewards. While the tower mostly needs consumable management, it's about as challenging as the hourly towers. Finally, there are the boss towers, which tend to change from tower to tower. Sometimes it will only be one enemy that the player can fight fairly easily, while other times the boss will require players to team up in a 3v1 match against a particularly powerful foe. In regards to fighting the one powerful boss, these can be exceptionally challenging. It takes 3 players with 3 preset power-ups given to each. These can include stuns, extra hits, armor, and more health. Since fights are still 1v1, the other 2 teammates will activate their abilities for their current fighter, depending on the situation as backup. This is definitely helpful as bosses will tend to have large amounts of health and require all players to activate their abilities for their teammates at needed times. For example, if an opponent is in the middle of doing a large combo, activate a stun or an extra hit to push an enemy away. If their health is low, use a health item or try to give a player shields right when the opponent attacks. After the first teammate dies, the second in line goes and everyone must try to help him defeat the boss. If the last teammate dies, you must start the fight all over again. So work together and give your teammates all the help they need. Well, I hope this guide was helpful, and maybe you'll unlock everything you need from the Towers of Time. This is Gaming Instincts TV, and I'll see you soon. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a like, subscribe if you want, and make sure to check out our website over at gaminginstincts.com for more gaming content from an unbiased perspective.